Guess our mic doesn't want to work. We welcome all of our viewers to the Prodigy Racing Network's coverage of the Black Rifle Coffee Company 200, presented by, well, nobody. Here from New Hampshire Motor Speedway. It's going to be a wonderful day for racing here. And this music is actually quite fitting. But let's take a look here. We're live from beautiful Loudon, New Hampshire. And just an absolutely spectacular day for racing. It's a little bit on the colder side today. Currently 53 degrees in Loudon, New Hampshire. Not far from the capital city of Concord. This track had its first race in the NASCAR Winston Cup Series in 1990. And has been putting on short track racing ever since. From late models to the Wheel and Modified Tour, even to the NASCAR Cup Series, this racetrack has it all for drivers and fans alike. Let's take a look at your points situation heading into today's round, heading into the 6th round of the Budweiser All-Star Series. Ryan Hill, coming off a second-place finish at Nashville Fairgrounds, currently coming into this race, still first in the points. Darren Claw was the winner at New Hampshire, or the winner at Nashville Fairgrounds yesterday. He comes in, he moves up from 4th place to 2nd. The driver with the most wins on the season here today, he's got 417 points. Currently still sitting in behind about 118 points behind the points leader, Ryan Hill. Nicholas Uffelman stays in 3rd place. Greg Ramirez ended up dropping down 2 spots. He's currently in 35 points behind Nicholas Uffelman, the 18-year-old. And Paul Rivera has just not had a very good season after the Kern County win. He still stands in the top 5, however. But Miranda Nagayan has dropped out quite a bit. She stands in 6th place. Brandon Cox in 7th. Chadhuri Bhattacharya in 8th. And Rick Taylor and Tracy Bennett actually are having a better luck coming close to the halfway mark of the season, as Tracy Bennett moved up into 10th place after his finish in Nashville Fairgrounds. With that, it's time for some not NASCAR racing. Technically, this is more ARCA racing than anything, but it's time for some stock car racing here from the Budweiser All-Star Series for the coverage of the Black Rifle Coffee Company 200. And just what a beautiful day for racing. 76 laps in today's race. That's what's going to cover the distance. Let's take a look at your starting lineup presented by Xfinity, the official timing provider of the Budweiser All-Star Series. Starting on the front row, Ryan Apt has had a spectacular end to this first half of the Budweiser All-Star Series season. He's getting his first pole of the year as he starts in alongside the guy that beat him out at Talladega by 3/1,000ths of a second. The two Ryans start up on the front row as Ryan Apt gets pole, and Ryan Hill will start in second, looking for a second win on the season. Darren Claw won the race at Nashville. He's looking for a third win this season. He starts in third place, alongside the 4 of Rick Taylor. After that, in 6th place, will be the 33 of Brian Cox, still looking for that maiden win, as he starts alongside Chaudhary Bhattacharya, who will be starting out in 6th today. The driver from Bangladesh making a pretty decent start today, all things considered. Tracy Bennett, driving his Family Dollar Chevrolet, will be will be starting out in the 9th position today. The 7th position, as he starts alongside the 1 of Jordan McClure. After that will be the 5 of Nicholas Uffleman, the guy sitting 3rd in the points. He starts alongside the 20 of Greg Ramirez. After that will be the 27 of James Garcia, who's had a significantly better significantly better performance as we get into the later part of the season. He starts alongside Jesus Gonzalez, who by far has gotten his best start of the season. He'll be starting alongside Garcia in that row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6th row. That's definitely his highest start. In the 7th row, we've got the 19 of Paul Rivera. Has not had a very good day in qualifying this morning. He starts alongside Drew Foster for the Big Sky Racing program. Miranda Nagayan has had a very poor part of this season. She'll be starting next to Carter Brown, who's had a significantly better day. He'll be starting alongside her in the 9th row of the grid. In the 10th row, you got the driver out of Mississauga, Ontario, Sheldon Gatineau in the Scotiabank Toyotas. He starts alongside Travis Creighton. After that will be Jake Wild with what has to be one of his best starts of the season. He starts alongside number 2 of Byron Martin in the McDonald's Ford. After that will be the New Age Racing 72 car. That belongs to Alex McCumber as he starts alongside the 67 Potter Racing Chevy of Michael Brewer. Daniel Van Hewley on board full-time this year with On Juno as an exclusive sponsor. Coinbase relegated their sponsorship obligations to being a secondary sponsor for the driver. He will be starting alongside Sam Fitzgerald in the number 10 car. What am I doing? Starting out in 25th place is going to be the 79 car of... forgot his name. Where is my phone? Oh, there it is. Starting out in that 25th position is going to be the 79 of Dennis Key, alongside the 15 of Walker, the 15 car. So now that 15's been relegated to being the worst starting Wild Family Racing car in today's lineup. So I guess that's not very good for Daniel Walker. But then now finally rounding out the bottom of the grid in 27th place with the 57 of Hayden Benning, as he will get his first last place start of the year. So not very good fortunes for everybody in the field here today. However, it's New Hampshire. Anything can happen here on the East Coast. Who will hoist the lobster today, and who will go home hungry? Find out here on the Prodigy Racing Network. Are they going to do the commands? Oh, it looks like they already did. Drivers, start your engines. Ryan Apt, with his first pole of the season, will lead them off pit road. Try not to bump into the 18 coming off the corner, bud. And we're actually going to be able to watch these drivers make a full lap around the track, so that's interesting. A couple things about this racetrack. It's one of NASCAR's 1.5-mile ovals. This track, I like to call it Martinsville 2.0. This track is a paperclip configuration, and probably one of the most challenging tracks to drive on. Is this track is completely flat. Now that might look like a blessing, but a flat track makes it very difficult to get a good corner. You have to be able to brake. You have to really apply the brakes coming into the second and fourth corners. Now, turn 4 is even more treacherous because it always feels like you're going to wreck coming off of turn 4, and I know that from experience. But here we are, coming into the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the area. We are away here from New Hampshire. It's the Black Rifle 200 on PRN. Ryan Apt leading us into the first corner here. He's got Darren Claw in behind him here. And I hope my sound settings are just okay. But we had to kind of adjust there. That's okay. Ryan Apt is going to come down. He's going to lead the first lap here of the Black Rifle 200. In behind him, here comes the 18, the guy that shares his first name, Ryan Hill, to the quarter panel of that 45 car. Ryan Hill, so far the most consistent performing Joe Gibbs Racing driver. He has not finished outside the top 5 all season, and there's only been one race where he's finished outside the top 3, and that was at Daytona. He is looking for another top 5, maybe even a top 3, or maybe even a second victory this season, as the points leader is in behind Ryan Apt. We dropped a couple frames there, but that's okay. Not the stream, the game dropped a couple frames. Ryan Hill, Darren Claw. So right now, the lone Chevy up there in the top 3. However, it's Chevy's dominating the top 5. Chaudhary Bhattacharya, on the bottom, wants to make that... he wants to make sure all 3 manufacturers get the spotlight here. Is that Ford... the lone Ford in the top, fighting for the top 5. Maybe he can be a lone Ford the top 10, except for maybe Jordan McClure. McClure is inside the top 10 here. He was marked 9th place on that last lap, and right now he's battling Nicholas Offelman for 8th place. I thought Chaudhary Bhattacharya was going to take it 3 wide with Cox and Bennett, but I do not think... I think he knew enough about these stock cars not to do that. And I think from his road racing experience back home in Bangladesh, he knew not to take it 3 wide, as those, the karts that he drove, now it's a completely different style of racing compared to stock cars, yes. But some of that karting knowledge that he got over in Bangladesh from his younger racing years can definitely be transferred over to the American style of stock car racing. So I think he knew to back out of that. Hey, he did not want any trouble with that 33 machine. Jordan McClure, the other Ford in the top 10, is in behind Bhattacharya and Cox right now. Brian Cox has had very good qualifying runs, and then once they get into the race, it seems like he just seems to fall off. Right, and right now that appears to be the case. What the hell? What? Hold on. I'm pressing the C instead of the V key. That was my bad. The top 3 has appeared to have pulled away just a little bit from the 4th place car. Rick Taylor doing very good, holding his own here in 4th place, but the battle for first raging on between Darren Claw, Ryan Hill, and Ryan Apt. That EA Sports Chevrolet doing real good right now, holding that first place spot. He's led all 6 laps today. Here comes Darren Claw to the inside of Ryan Hill. And we're seeing the power that those Toyotas possess. And still holding on. They're within a pretty tight gap here. They're only within... The 7 was only within 7 hundredths of a second to that 18 of Ryan Hill. Oh, that's not good. Oh, that is so not good. So now the stream is dropping frames, which is not ideal. And we would like to thank everyone who's tuned into this race so far. You are watching the Black Rifle 200 from New Hampshire Motor Speedway, New England's finest racing venue. And then there's New Jersey Motorsports Park. Speaking of New England, actually, don't forget to tune in on Saturday as the Toyota World Series travels to Lime Rock Park in Connecticut for the 3rd round of the Toyota World Series. You are guaranteed to see a hell of a show when they head to Lime Rock Park. Otherwise, tomorrow and Friday today's Tuesday, right? Tuesday? I don't know. No, today's Wednesday. Tomorrow and Friday will be the Budweiser Stock Car Festival from Richmond, which sounds like exhibition races, but they're 2 points-paying races, and there might even be double points on the table for the winner, or for the top 3, rather. So you're going to have to tune in for that to see who wins that. And then on Sunday, it's going to be the Lowe's Father's Day Classic from Chicagoland Speedway. That's on the Budweiser All-Star Series calendar to start the second half of the Budweiser season. So some pretty huge marquee events coming up for the Budweiser All-Star Series, the Stock Car Festival and the Father's Day Classic, only here on the Prodigy Racing Network. And Ryan App, speaking of, what came into this season sponsorless and did not, and that team that he runs with right now was not really a very good program. Right now, he's wheeling the hell out of that thing. It's not a very good car by any means, but he's led all 11 laps, soon to be 12 laps here in this race. Oh shoot, I did not mean to click that out of the game. So we've only had 1 frame drop today, so that's a good thing. So this stream has not really been that bad today compared to the stream on Monday. We do have a battle here between Jesus Gonzalez and Miranda Nagayan. The fact that these two are battling each other is kind of sad. Miranda Nagayan got that win at Indianapolis, and then that Joe Gibbs car just noped on her. Oh, man, gets to the quarter panel of Gonzalez. And we got even more battles back there involving Toyotas and Fords. So let's see what's going on back there with the... Well, that's Daniel Van Heuly. And I never thought I would say this, but Jake Wild is fighting for a mid-pack position here. As coming across the line, he actually got a top 20... a top 20 placing when they came across the line. Daniel Van Heuly, though, is battling for 20th right now. He's passed quite a few cars, including his teammate Alex McCumber and his Toyota and his fellow Toyota driver Sam Fitzgerald. Daniel Van Heuly coming out of South Carolina, bringing on the Juno sponsorship that should hopefully propel that team forward. Hopefully the sponsorship dollars coming in from sponsors like Scotiabank, Juno, and American Express should hopefully get that team in competitive condition here in the next couple of seasons. They have released a statement saying they do plan to keep their current core, but we'll see. Ryan Apt, currently in that 45 Chevrolet, had a pretty slow start to the season. But recently, he's just been on fire. Talladega and Nashville specifically, he has been rocketing up the field. And now, coming to about 60 laps to go. He's led every lap up to this point. Darren Claw and Ryan Hill still holding on very tight to their positions in the top 3. Chadhuri Bhattacharya currently in the 6th place, looking for his highest finish of the season. Or second highest, rather. Because he finished 3rd at Talladega, but he wants more. He wants more than just a 3rd place finish. Remember, he's coming over from a small town in Bangladesh. Mymensingh is not a very big town in Bangladesh. He's trying to prove himself here. And to be honest, he's even surprised me with how well he's done. He's currently holding on to 7th in the points, which... You know, I expected him to be down there with the yeah, speaking of, right there are the rejects. Anyone in a black or a solid black or a solid white car or solid color car is just pretty much a reject, but I expected him to be in the back of the pack this season. He's doing relatively well. He's taken me by surprise. Speaking of surprises, there's Carter Brown currently holding on to a top 20 position in front of Daniel Van Heuly. Clearly, Van Heuly was able to get past Jake Wild. We got a pass coming up on that front straightaway between Sam Fitzgerald here and Alex McCumber. McCumber down on the bottom. He's going to make that 10 go a little bit tight. And Dennis Key is also coming up pretty fast there. That's 79 Pinnacle Bank Ford Fusion is right there, and he is hungry for that position. This is the battle right now for, I believe this is the battle for 22nd. So it's a 3-man battle for 22nd. When you're in the back of the pack, you need every point you can get. No, I'm trying to see. I thought Dennis Hugh was going to put the bumper to him, but looks like he backed off a little bit going into the first corner. My frames are not as good as they usually are, so that's a little bit concerning. Speaking of frames, we have not dropped too many frames in this stream. So, hooray. Oh, Gonzalez into the inside wall. Contact between him and Byron Martin. Jesus Gonzalez probably has a little bit of left side damage. Byron Martin sends him in, and we are still under green. I wonder what was up with that. We're going to have to take a look at that here in a little bit. Maybe when they come down pit road. But I want to... That 90 car got set into the inside barrier by Miranda Nagayan. It looks like she had enough of that 90 car. And she is holding on to 15th. Byron Martin trying to get into 15th place here. Gonzalez still remaining pretty competitive, all things considered. And now let's see what Martin does to Nagayan here on the corner. It looks like he was driving in a little too deep there. We'll see. He's to her back bumper. That kind of scares me because he might try and spin her out if he gets an opportunity. We don't know how dirty these drivers can be. I haven't really seen too many rivalries this year. He's got that nose right on that car's back bumper. So I'm kind of wondering what he's going to do once they get into the corner. So obviously he's going to... Oh, he's staying on the top side and running a guy and going to the bottom. But she's going to wash up on the corner here. Martin currently trying to battle right now. This is the battle for 15th. And she's right there behind Alex McCumber. And she's going to be losing time to the 71 machine. Byron Martin has not had a very good season, despite being in pretty decent equipment. He's got... That McDonald's sponsorship should be helping the team. So I don't know what's going on with that 2 team this year, but it's not good. Gonzalez currently trying to hold on to 17th here if he doesn't get spun again. Travis Creighton's kind of scaring me a little bit. And behind him is Carter Brown and Daniel Van Hewley. Sheldon Gatno trying to get to Drew Foster. And we got the 2 Joe Gibbs teammates battling each other. That is Paul Rivera and Greg Ramirez. It seems like Joe Gibbs has lost their luster from when they started the season. And it seems like the 19 is the only the 18 is the only competitive car out there for Joe Gibbs Racing. Ryan Apt, coming to 50 to go, has led all 25 laps today. That in itself is kind of surprising. And I'm going to see when halfway is. So after lap 37. So they got 11 laps to go until the halfway mark. So do keep that in mind. And they're all pretty much single file, but we should be seeing some battles here shortly. Not really any battles toward the back here, except for... Oh, Byron Martin to the quarter panel with Miranda Nagayan. I should have kept my mouth shut. He's going to give her some room. He's put a car length between him and Nagayan, but I don't know if he's going to keep that space entering the corner. Nagayan washes up onto that other black strip going into the corner. And Byron Martin trying to get past that 11. Nagayan's got more power in the car, but I don't think she has the aggressiveness. Oh, contact! We saw what she did to Jesus Gonzalez earlier in the race. And Martin trying to keep close quarters with her. Once again, this is the battle for 15th. And that is still pretty decent points. Byron Martin on the bottom. So's Nagayan. She's holding her ground. However, she's losing massive speed going through the corner. And to the back bumper. And the guy, he's got her by the quarter panel. We got battles in the back between Gonzalez and Creighton. And going into the bottom, here goes Martin. Right to her back bumper. And he is just riding her like, I don't know, just like, it's like what you would see on the interstate pretty much. They got their bumpers locked here. Byron Martin is not giving an inch. She is just staying right there on her back bumper. And we're going to see. I thought Gonzalez was going to get wrecked going through the corner. Daniel Van Heuly makes it side by side with Carter Brown, one of the Golden Gate Racing cars. Those two drivers up there toward battling for that mid-pack. And this could get ugly here. We do have another battle between the two Joe Gibbs cars, so looks like Joe Gibbs Racing's gotten themselves involved with everything here. All Joe Gibbs Racing cars are involved in battles right now. Nagayan is battling with Martin. Ramirez battling with Rivera. And obviously we also have Hill battling with Apt right now up in the front. I wonder how that battle's going, actually. Tracy Bennett also battling with his teammate. These two are both racing for Big Sky Racing. They're both battling for fourth position right now, and that might give Jordan McClure an opportunity to make a pass here soon. 18 of Ryan Hill has actually lost second position to Darren Claw. And now Claw has to try and go after Ryan Apt. Oh, what happened to Chadhuri Bhattacharya? Oh, no. Something must have happened to that 21 car. Or maybe he pitted. If he did pit, then that is a very odd decision by the Wood Brothers Racing team to pit him so early. But we should be seeing those stops coming up anyway, actually. Now that I think about it, it's about due time for them to start pitting. Jesus Gonzalez trying to hold off Travis Creighton. Now, that is a car he can hold off. These guys are about equal in terms of pace. But he's got his Golden Gate Racing teammate, Carter Brown, just exactly one car behind him. If that 85 doesn't get passed up by Daniel Van Heuly, we could see a Golden Gate rivalry here between Gonzalez and Brown. Brandon Nagayan has put a little bit of time on that too of Byron Martin, but he's still not giving it up here. Byron Martin making a hard charge trying to get to that Joe Gibbs driver from Tupper Lake, New York. An Ohio native, one of two Ohio natives in this series. So these two are basically living on the same coast, are basically living on the same on the same lake pretty much. So these two are not going to let each other by that easily, but looks like we do have pit stops coming. Byron Martin diving into pit road. Is he the only one in pit road? No, Ryan Hill's in pit road. I think those two are the only ones. But Ryan Apt should be coming in here very shortly. I was right that pit stops were coming up. Chadhuri Bhattacharya might have been ahead of the curve here. Daniel Van Heuly coming in. Looks like Byron Martin just now found his stall. Ryan Apt is still your leader. And right now, Chadhuri Bhattacharya still a lap down, but he clearly has a pace advantage over the field here. Oh, a little bit of contact between the 72 and 21. And this could get hairy. I'm kind of worried about Bhattacharya right now, because I don't know if he's going to get past this traffic that easily. He's clearly the faster car right now, but he's got to get past the 10 of Sam Fitzgerald. On the bottom is Van Heuly. Can he rejoin the track safely here? But Bhattacharya is last place, a lap down, but he's clearly got the pace advantage. Now here come the leaders coming into pit lane. Jesus Gonzalez in his stall. Darren Claw, Tracy Bennett, Brian Cox, Nicholas Uffelman, Greg Ramirez, Drew Foster, Sheldon Gatineau. It's like Michael Brown, or sorry, not Michael. Michael Brewer, Carter Brown, Looks like Tracy Bennett just now got out of his pit box. Sam Fitzgerald coming in. Jake Wild. It looks like McCumbers coming in. Hayden Benning. Daniel Walker. Sheldon Gatineau just exited his pit stall. Here comes Ryan Apt into his box. Will he beat out that 7 car? I don't think he did. No, Darren Claw is about a lap ahead here. No, he's not. Yeah, no, he's not. He's actually a lap behind that 45 car. So we're just going to have to see. I don't know, how big of a gap does the 45 have? So pit stops have jumbled up everything here. But we do have a battle between Dennis Key and Sam Fitzgerald, and I'm kind of worried. He's right there on the quarter panel. He's going to wreck him. No, he's not. I guess he's further away from the quarter panel than I thought he was. But we're almost halfway, and I missed who got the halfway bonus. So I think it was Ryan Apt, but I can't be quite sure. But right now, your leader is Ryan Hill. I'm trying to find where he's at. And he's right there to the back bumper of Jake Wild. So I wonder if he sends him in. He's got a 5-second gap to Darren Claw right now. And now, oh, there it is. Darren Claw is just now coming out of turn 4. Ryan Apt is right there behind him. So Apt is about 2 seconds behind Darren Claw. Good news for Apt is that both second and first place are caught up in lap traffic right now. Hayden Benning is going to let that 7 by. We got a battle between Daniel Walker and Jake Wild. Is that Jake Wild? No, it's not. It is Hayden Benning. Or Michael Brewer, my bad. So that could hold up to 7, which in turn might give the 45 a little bit of breathing room if he can get past the 57 of Benning. I don't have any doubts in my mind that he can. Ryan Hill, currently your leader. He is stuck behind the 77 of Travis Creighton, and we know with how aggressive Creighton is, he's not going to give up that position quite that easily. Creighton currently sitting in 11th in the point standings right now. Tracy Bennett is ahead of him by just a couple points after his amazing finish at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Darren Claw is in a very, very bad situation because if one of those cars under him gets loose, he's pretty much toast. He's got to dive down to the bottom, trying to get past the 15 of Daniel Walker. Walker will move to the top side just a little bit to let the 7 through. But will he continue battling that multiple brakes Toyota? And Ryan Hill, gunning for his second win. He has given up some time to that 7 car. And he might use up all of his tires trying to get past Travis Creighton. A little bit of contact between the 18 and the 77. Carter Brown behind the 18. He wants to be able to get an advantage over Creighton. Jake Wild in front of his teammate, I believe. Those pit stops really set those two Wild family racing cars apart here. The pit stops are basically where the race is won in a lot of stock car races. Even in NASCAR and ARCA, they are usually pretty much decided by pit strategy at tracks like New Hampshire. But trying to go through the pack here to see if I can't find any interesting battles. We do have one, but we have a battle between Rick Taylor and Jordan McClure. Taylor is battling McClure for 7th. That's the battle for 7th. Taylor's teammate, Nicholas Uffelman, is right there behind him, so I wouldn't spend too much worrying about Jordan McClure if I were you. We have a battle between the two Paul Menard racing cars. This is the battle for 5th place between Brian Cox and James Garcia. Garcia did not have a very good first half of the season. Now he's as of these past couple races, he's started to find his form. He's been able to battle his teammate. And as we can see here, he's battling for a top 5. And now the last time we ever saw the 27 car, the 27 Menards car in victory lane was back in 2011 in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series at Indianapolis. So I bet Paul Menard would love to see that 27 car back in victory lane. That team that he had run with from 2011 up until 2018, I think, 2017, 2018. He spent most of his career with Richard Childress. I remember that much. Oh, the 27 down to the bottom. The 33 drives it a little too deep as he goes to the top side. We got about Ryan Apt trying to get past these lap cars. They have both gained, both Claw and Apt have gained a second. So let's see how this pans out. We might see a battle before the end of the race here. Darren Claw right back there with the rejects. Trying to get past him. He's got 4 seconds to Ryan Hill. And we have 27 laps to go, so they don't have much time here. Jesus Gonzalez might be picked off here shortly. He's the last car on the lead lap, currently sitting in 18th place. Not bad for the driver out of Mexico. Darren Claw is just not having an easy time with the fellow Toyotas there. Oh, I don't know if he wanted to take it through. Not like he could, because Jake Wild. Nope, they're going to go 3 wide. And if Darren Claw gets wrecked by a lap car, he's going to be one. I don't think I should really say that on the air, but Claw is able to get past Jake Wild and Alex McCumber, so good on that 7 car. And now he's just got to chase down the 18, in which only 2 lap cars are separating. Carter Brown and Travis Creighton, soon to be Jesus Gonzalez, will be the only one standing between the 7 and a 3rd victory. Ryan Hill will soon be, he's coming close to about 18 laps until, 14 laps, 24 laps until 24 laps to go until he can say that he's the second driver to claim a second victory, and Toyota would have gotten their, oh Lord. Only one only one Ford has won a race this season. So, and this is the 6th round, 7th round, I think. So with that in mind, it'd be the 7th, or it'd be the 6th win for, no. Yes. No. This would be the 6th win for Toyota then, if he wins this race. And, to the best of my knowledge, it would be the 4th win for Joe Gibbs Racing. The only non-Joe Gibbs drivers to win a race this season have been Darren Claw and Jordan McClure. Those are the only non-Joe Gibbs drivers to win races this season. Joe Gibbs has only lost 3 races this year. Toyota has only lost 1 race this season. So clearly Toyota the dominant manufacturer, but we got a battle between the top Toyota in the field versus the reject Toyota in the field, or one of the reject Toyotas in the field. The 90 of Jesus Gonzalez is not letting that 18 by. And is Daniel Van Healy battling for position? Yes, he is. He's on the lead lap with Jesus Gonzalez, so they are battling for position here, while also battling to stay on the lead lap. And here comes the 18 trying to make his move on the inside. Jesus Gonzalez is not letting him through. Question is he going to wreck him coming out of the corner? No, he's not quite close enough to Gonzalez for that. Now he's got to chase down Daniel Van Heulen in that Anjuno Toyota. 20 laps to go here in New Hampshire. Jesus Gonzalez officially a lap down as he is cleared by the 18 of Ryan Hill. And Darren Claw is only 2 seconds behind that 18 car. But where is Ryan Apt? He's been busy battling with these lap cars. The 79, the 3, the 10, the 63. So he's been dealing with Brewer, Fitzgerald, Key, and Wild this entire time. Man, that's got to suck being stuck behind a massive position battle. But now Ryan Apt has nothing but clear air in front of him, and he knows that he can now try and contend for the win. If he can get past Carter Brown and Alex McCumber, that is. Ryan Hill. Oh, we got contact. Daniel Van Heuvel and Jesus Gonzalez, but they're going to keep it straight. Oh, man, that's the second incident that that 90 car has been involved in. Gonzalez taking out his anger on what Miranda Nagayan did to him earlier in the race, and that almost took out the 68 of Daniel Van Heuvel. Wouldn't be his first DNF, though, if he would have crashed. It would have been a very hard hit, though. When they come around, I want to see if that part of the track has safer barriers. Yeah, it does, so it wouldn't have been that bad of a hit, but still would have hurt like hell. Bubba Wallace proved at Talladega this season that even with safer barriers, that you're not safe from being sore the next day. Now that 7 car has to deal with Daniel Van Heuvel. And you go to the bottom here, trying to get past that 68 car, while also trying not to get wrecked by the Mexican torpedo known as Jesus Gonzalez. That's a really good nickname for him, actually, the Mexican torpedo. And here comes Darren Claw. He's got 1 second over that 18 car, and clearly in the better equipment, too. Let's see what he does here. He's got to get past the 18. He has open air. And now let's see what he does here in the closing laps of this race. Can he get a 3rd win on the season? With Ryan Hill, even if Ryan Hill finishes 2nd again, I don't think it will be enough to really... I know for a fact it won't be enough to knock him out of the running for the championship. But Darren Claw would have definitely entered his way into the championship conversation. We are... After this race, we'll be pretty much halfway through the season. And I'm going to be excited to see what happens once we get done with the marquee events after this week. When we get done with the Budweiser Festival and when we get done with the Father's Day Classic, I wonder how the standings are going to look after that. But here comes that 7. He's back there to the back bumper of the 18. The 45 now is going to have to deal with these 3 cars. He's just gotten past Carter Brown and Alex McCumber. Meanwhile, those 2 are going to try and kill each other on the backstretch. Jesus Gonzalez just coming in like a torpedo here. He's going to be... Oh, the 68 slows up. This could be dangerous. I don't think I like this. 77 did shove that 68 up the track just a little bit here. And we've seen a lot of things happen on this front straightaway. And if a caution comes out, that could be good for the 45. Granted, he's not caught up in it. 45 wants a caution, but he doesn't want to be the caution. But if a caution comes out, it needs to happen within like the next maybe 7, 8 laps or so. Oh, here we go. We got the battle for the lead. Here comes Darren Claw. I think the 18's used up all of his tires here. We're just going to have to see. 7's got the bottom lane. He knows what he's doing. He's got the 18. Are they going to make contact coming out of the corner? They got lap cars coming up, so they can't do this for long. The 18's got the advantage here. He's going to move to the middle side. Comes down to block the 7, but he's going to move up. Darren Claw right there on the bottom. He's moving. This is going to be an exciting finish here. 11 laps to go at New Hampshire. Joe Gibbs versus MPH. Who's going to win this one? And that Monster Energy Toyota is hauling going through the corners. That 7 car was able to closed the gap to 1/10 of a second. Now let's see what happens. They're already on turn 4. And he's going to shove the 18 up the track. This is going to be dangerous. We've seen a lot of accidents happen here on the front, or we've seen a lot of almost accidents happen here on the front straightaway. Darren Claw moving to the inside. He's got the power going through the going into turn entrance. Who's going to have the better corner exit here? Ryan Hill has the better one. He's got a run coming down the back straightaway. Side by side. It's going to be a drag race into turn 4. And the 18 has the better corner entry, but here comes that 7. The 7's been good coming off of turn 4. And we talked about this in the pre-race. The turn 4 is drastically different from turn 2 here at New Hampshire. The 7 going to go up to block. And a successful block. He's going to clear the 18. 9 laps to go and a new leader, Darren Claw. And what a battle here, but it's not over yet. Here comes Ryan Hill. They got lap cars coming up. Ryan Hill's teammate, Miranda Nagayan, is in the mix over there in that lap traffic. So let's see if Nagayan is willing to be a team player here. Ryan Apt still trying to battle with Daniel Van Hewley, so I don't think Apt is going to be in the running for the win here. Unless a caution comes out, unless Jesus Gonzalez does something here on the front stretch, I don't think really should be that. I think Ryan Apt's not going to be in the running here. And the 18, I'm pretty confident the 18's used up all the tires. Here comes Chaudhary Bhattacharya on the bottom of the track. I think he's going to be... Oh, that's a telltale sign. They're coming into pit road here very shortly. And to the bottom, he's going to try it, even with Sheldon Gatineau. Darren Claw being held up here. This is going to be good for Ryan Hill. Let's see what he does. What a race here in New Hampshire. He's got room. Let's see what he does with it. Pit stops are coming up. Bhattacharya came in earlier. We're just going to have to see. Miranda Nagayan's going to let the 18 of Ryan Hill by here. And Claw is pretty much being held up by the 71. Gatineau's not able to hold him off much longer. And then the 18 might be forced to move her up the track here. Ryan Apt has cleared Van Hewley. We're just going to have to see. 7 laps to go. Or, sorry. 5 laps to go here in New Hampshire. I think Ryan Hill has lost his tires pretty much. They've pretty much... The tire wear has just affected that 18 car. He's diving down in the pit lane, so... Yeah, I think he's got I think the 7's going to go home free. It might be a matter of fuel strategy here. Does the 7 have enough to make it? You can see Byron Martin coming out of pit, or coming into pit lane here. Ryan Apt moves up to 2nd. And that will probably move Tracy Bennett up into 3rd here. With his teammate back in 7th. The 7 still holding on tight here. If a caution comes out, he's pretty much won this race. He's got to try and get past Drew Foster. Do not use up your fuel. Do not use up too much of your tires. You are home free. 3 laps to go here in New Hampshire. He's going 140. He's not really going too fast on that backstretch. So I guess that's pretty good. But he's still in the draft. He's in the draft of the 47, which is going to be pretty good. It's better that you're in the draft than if you're in the if you're out in the open air, using much less of your fuel there. 2 to go here. And if the 7 doesn't pit, which I don't know if he's going to take the plunge or not. I think he's going to try and stay out. All right, now that 47 is the last one on the lead lap, so we're just going to have to see if he can hold it here. He's pretty much guaranteed a top 10. Ryan Apt is 3 seconds away. But I don't know if he's going to be able to get him. White flag this time by. 1 to go, presented by Xfinity. He won at Nashville Fairground. Oh, contact. He's going to take out the 47. Oh, it's Derek Claus around in turn 1. Caution's out. Ryan Apt takes the lead. Oh, my God. Ryan Apt. He's going to take the lead away. Darren Claw gets involved in a wreck with Drew Foster in turn 1 here in the final lap. Here comes Ryan Apt off of turn number 4. And his first win of the season comes by an accident. Ryan Apt wins at New Hampshire. What a finish. I bet you did not have that on your bingo card. Tracy Bennett finishes a lap down. Darren Claw does still finish the race. Ryan Apt first. Darren and Claw second. And Jordan McClure third. And that is your finishing order here at New Hampshire. What a finish. What a finish. I need a minute to just process what I just saw. Alright, so let's take a look at that. I want to see that again. So let's take a look at this again. Ryan Apt, or sorry, Darren Claw comes into the corner. This is with 2 laps to go. White flag flies. He gets to the back bumper of the 47. He spins the 47 out, and the 47 takes him with him here. And Ryan Apt, he just went by. I don't think he can believe what he just saw. We're going to go on board with Ryan Apt, actually. Hold on. I don't think anyone can believe what they just saw. The AI does it again at New Hampshire. AI's stupidity comes into form. What was... I don't think that was the fault of... The 47 threw a late block. That was his fault. And then he just takes out the 7. Take a look at that from a different angle here. I want to take a look at that from the second camera view here. Wow. Absolutely incredible. Let's go on board with Darren Claw. Drew Foster. Now let's go on board Tracy Bennett. Wait. Where even is he? Oh, he's in pit road at that time. That's all we're going to look at then. So, I cannot believe what I just saw. Ryan Apt gets his first win because of a mistake made by Claw and Foster. Ryan Apt wins this race, followed by Darren Claw. Jordan McClure gets his second top 3 of the season. Rick Taylor and Ryan Hill round out the top 5. Greg Ramirez and Sheldon Gatineau round out the drivers finishing on the lead lap. Miranda Nagayan, Tracy Bennett, Drew Foster, Brian Cox, Travis Creighton, Carter Brown, Alex McCumber, James Garcia, Nicholas Uffelman, Michael Brewer, Jake Wild, Dennis Key, Sam Fitzgerald, Hayden Benning, Daniel Walker, Byron Martin, Paul Rivera, Chadhuri Bhattacharya, Daniel Van Heuvel, and Jesus Gonzalez all round out the finishing order a lap down. And what a beautiful race this one was. It was a hell of a finish here from the Black Rifle 200. Tuning in tomorrow and the day after that here on YouTube. It's going to be the Budweiser Stock Car Festival from Richmond Raceway, 2 days at the same track, all for points, double points, that is. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's race, and we hope that you enjoyed what you saw. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow. This has been an incredible day of racing, and we promise that you will not be, we promise you will not be disappointed tomorrow as the Budweiser All-Star Series heads to the Richmond Raceway. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's broadcast. This is your head commentator, Nicholas Koskinen, with the Prodigy Racing Associate with the Prodigy Racing Network, and we thank you so much for tuning in to today's race. This was the Budweiser All-Star Series. Ryan Apt gets his first win of the season.